Yet, do you know, I'm still no closer to figuring out your secret.
Because I don't have a secret.
Well, you must. One that explains how you're able to be so, frustratingly you.
Hey, Kayla, just looking at your final that you turned in. It kind of just looks like you worked on it and ran out of time. There's plenty of stuff to fix up. I'm sure you can see your own issues going on in here. The thing that stood out to me right away was the wrist here is messed up. So I looked at the Maya file a little bit and I could not figure out what's wrong, but I was able to move your animation to a new file. So I went to the picker, I grabbed all the objects, and then I ran Studio Library, which is a free software. And you can go and create a new animation, save it. It saves whatever you have selected. So in this case, it didn't save Ray. You should probably make 2 files, one for Ray, one for Malcolm. And then it pulled over to the new Maya file pretty well, and the problem wasn't there. So that leads me to believe, because I was clicking around in here, I couldn't figure out where it is, that something that's not here got moved on accident. So you'll notice, like if you select something, this is the outliner, and then hit F on the outliner, it sort of shows you where the object is. Like if I grab a head, hit F, it's down here. And then if I grab all these guys and hit F, the brighter ones are the ones that I actually have selected, but all these other objects are things that can be moved by accident. And even the joints can be moved by accident, and rigs are kind of easy to break. It's just nature of 3D animation. So you just gotta, over time you learn little tricks and things, and people rig stuff differently. So I did figure out that pulling this over to a fresh Maya file did fix the issue. So I suggest doing that first. It does take some time for me to show that. So, but I think you could figure it out if you messed around with it. But you'll see here at the beginning the wrist is all messed up too. For starters, right from the start, I'd probably give him a hand pose. Nerves, curves. No. So I just show polygons. Get rid of Mr. Outliner. Just curve the hand a little. Just adding a little bit of curve a lot of times adds a ton of give him a picker. Does it have that? It does. Nice. I mean, you could give it as you can spend some time making a cool pose. The very first frame in your animation is always the best. It has to look good. You want people to look at the very first frame and go, oh, there's something interesting about this animation. I want to see this. I want to see more of this. So just adding a little bit of change here to the start of your anim really helps make it feel more finished. It's a big change. It's a big help. Or whatever you want to do, you get the idea. Yeah, just doing that helps already a lot. And I don't really like having hands generally like straight on the camera, so I'll usually just offset it a little. Which hand is it? It's like this. I'll always go one direction or the other. So in this case, probably I might go like more like that. Doing that would help a bunch too. Just makes it feel more natural. And then, so him immediately going into the, there's no time where his, like, you spent all this time making this pose, you want to hold it for a while, because he goes like straight into this, which feels a little bit strange. You want to hold it for at least 5 frames. What is going on in your reference? Let's see. I think I got it here. No, that's not it. This one. Oh, there's no sound. Oh, okay. So in your reference, there your character's like turning and putting the hand on the table.
Yeah, do you know, I'm still no closer to figuring out your secret.
Because I don't have to.
So what I would do, I'd react this out. I mean, either match your reference, or maybe he says, maybe he says, do you know, blah, 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 blah. Maybe he just starts, do you know, I think that's kind of what you're thinking here. Do you know, you're still no closer. So there's no like hand on face or hand on hip. So I'd reshoot your reference. Because, I mean, otherwise the reference is not useful if it's not what your animation is. Okay, moving on. That's not it. Camera one. Yeah, so the pose felt a little bit, it feels strange how far this hand is over here compared to the other hand. It feels like, uh-oh. Oh, you didn't turn IK on. I know I gave people a hard time about using FK all the time, but this would be a situation where IK is gonna be your money maker. So I would turn IK on in here, which is a switch that you can keyframe. Somewhere on this guy, I'm sure. Go back here. IK. 1. Yeah. So you could position this wherever, you know, fix the rig first. Definitely fix the rig first. And you can key the IK turning on. So you just sort of you have it turn on right as he puts his hands on the table. You could have it on the whole time because the IK is not actually going to be on that long. That way you can go and move this. Because blah, 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 blah. See, now that the IK set up, I almost feel like, you know, my acting's done because I'm like, you, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, it helps a bunch, so you should do that. Where's your animation? Here. Here. Yeah, so then, and, you know, work on how the hand touches the table. Shoot reference. I mean, the hand kind of just, you know, moseys its way into place. You just kind of spend some time on that, get that feeling right. It just takes some effort. You'll get there. So you got lip sync going on, got an expression. It looks like the camera, it's probably not on purpose, I'm guessing. It like swaps over there. Probably a mistake. Not sure. You know, just set that so the camera doesn't do the weird thing. Also, it's strange that you're just moving the clavicles up. Gotta move the whole body. You know, when I'm like everything, my chest is moving. You could translate it up, but like I'm going back and my head's trying to level, and everything's kind of going, and everything's moving at a different speed. Like my shoulders, usually your shoulders move up pretty fast, but your body takes a while. So my like shoulders are fast, and then so it's like and then when I stop, my shoulders might drop, and then my back will kind of settle in there at the end. And then the hand freezes. It just looks like you're sort of in block-out mode still on this. The camera move, I don't know if it was on purpose or an accident. Not sure. And then the hands, you're just animating the wrist. So this just looks like you did not spend very much time on this. Okay, cool. That's sort of my feedback, is spend more time on this. Fix your rig. First of all, move that over to another file, and then put more time into it. If animation's what you want to get into, I know we didn't get to talk a lot. Everything was all online. If animation's what you want to get into, feel free to just work on your projects and send it over and be like, hey, could you give me a critique on this, or having trouble with this? Or if it's not your thing, then no worries. Keep in touch. All right, see you later.